Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Chan, and today we're going to be doing a manga collection video. So this video is being filmed August 2nd, so it's obviously going to change in the future. I'll keep you updated on the collection, but this is just present day, so it's going to change. So before I actually show you all of my collection, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you that I've only been collecting manga for probably about a year and a half now, so what you see I've collected during that time. It was right before COVID, all the quarantine and everything. I picked stuff up April 2020, and that's when I started collecting. So yeah, now that I've said all that, I'm going to actually show you the manga now, and as I show you, I'll tell you some little stuff about it, whether I've read it or my opinions on it, maybe a little synopsis, like whatever I feel like saying, I'm gonna say it. Okay, I think it's fitting to start out with Dragon Ball. This was the first series I bought. I got it in a box set for $60 on Amazon, I think. And so that started it, and as you can see, all the volumes are right here. Nice, 16 volume series. And yeah, I really enjoyed the series, obviously. A lot of people prefer this series right here, Dragon Ball Z, but I really did enjoy the first series. So it's pretty much like following Goku as he's a kid and everything, and you get to see him grow up and see his super strength and all his fun characters and everything. And it just gives the backstory for Dragon Ball Z. So I recommend everybody pick this series up and read it. It's a fun time. So the next series I got is Dragon Ball Z. As you can see, the box set is right there. I liked Dragon Ball so much that I got this. And it's a total of 26 volumes at a good price. I think I paid probably like close to $100, which isn't bad for 26 volumes of manga. And yeah, it gives all the backstory. This is a classic, obviously, and I would argue that this is a fan favorite. I know a lot of people grew up on the anime, but I never got deep into the anime. I probably saw a couple episodes, but I know this is a very, very well-known series. So I got this, and I really did enjoy it. You see Goku and some of the greatest villains in anime and manga, they're in this. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. As you can see, I really also do like these spines right here. They make this picture, and I think it just looks really cool. If you are starting a manga collection, I would highly recommend these box sets right here. They're a good way to get a lot of manga cheap and get you a whole series that you can just read through in its entirety without having to collect based on when it comes out. And the next series is Dragon Ball Super. This is the problem child of the series. As I said, a lot of people are not fond of this. I enjoyed it for what it was. They had a tournament arc that was actually kind of cool. It still follows the trend of the spines having that major picture right there. I kind of like that. And yeah, it's just continuing the Dragon Ball series. You can always go for more Dragon Ball. So yeah, we got more Dragon Ball with Goku and his pals. You can see I got the Yamcha chapter right here too. It's a pretty cool volume, as you can see. It's got Piccolo, or that's not Piccolo, wow. You got Yamcha, switches with Goku, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not up to date on the series, but I'm planning to get the other two volumes. I think it's at 13 right now. I forgot to mention that I have actually read 1 through 11 of Super and finished both of these series, the original and Z. So yeah, I'm almost up to date. Now that we finished this shelf, let's go over here and talk about my favorite series so far, Tokyo Ghoul. So what can I say about Tokyo Ghoul? It's obviously a classic for manga, and I got it in the box set. This is the box set over here. As you can see, cool little box set. Got Kaneki on it. But yeah, the characters in this are just incredible. If you haven't read Tokyo Ghoul, I would highly recommend it. Ken Kaneki is one of the best main antagonists slash anti-hero, whatever you want to call him. He's just awesome. And right beside Tokyo Ghoul, I have Tokyo Ghoul Re, or RE, whatever you want to call it. So this is a sequel to Tokyo Ghoul. It does have some of the original cast in it, and then they add this other like a lot of new characters to it also. The first half of it is about the new characters, and then toward the middle they start blending those characters together, and it makes for some interesting moments throughout the story. I would recommend that you read this. I'm not sure if I would tell you to pick it up and keep it in your collection because it's bittersweet. I liked the ending to Tokyo Ghoul. It was kind of mysterious and everything, and they did kind of, I wouldn't say they ruined it, but they changed the story a lot in like some things were answered and some things were added, but yeah, it's worth reading, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it in my collection forever. But yeah, I would say you could pick it up because I got it in this box set for quite cheap actually, and I think it was a great deal. So yeah, if you can find it for the sales price, then go ahead and pick that box set up. And right below that we have these. So as you can see, we got the omnibus Berserk right here, Berserk 1 and 2. So this is the first 6 volumes. This covers the Golden Age arc and goes on to the other ones and everything. I would highly recommend reading it. It's dark, it's twisted, it's got mature stuff in it, so you got to prepare yourself for that. Mira's art in it is great. It's worth the read, so I would highly recommend that. I've read the first 2, and the first time I read it I wasn't a huge fan, but the second read through was great. I absolutely loved it. Right beside that we have Full Metal Alchemist. I got the first one. It's got this cool cover, as you can see. You got Edward, and I'm not sure if you can see it from the camera, but the quality of these pages, it's photocopied, I think. So the quality is just great. I'm gonna try to collect this series in this format instead of the box set. So yeah, expect more to come, but for right now I just have 1. Also, I have not read that yet. I haven't read the next book either, which is Soul Eater, Volume 1 of the Perfect Edition. It looks really good, but I just haven't got around to reading it. I've heard it's great also, and I'm planning on collecting the series this way. The next book I have is this Naruto official character book. It just has some general information about the Naruto characters. Naruto is what got me into anime, so I had to have it. Naruto's one of my favorite series, and yeah, I just had to have it, as I said. Okay, so the next book is JoJo Part 2, and it's book 4. We got Dr. Stone here. We got 15 and 17. I'm currently reading 16, almost up to date. 17 just came out not too long ago. And yeah, this is a great series. I'm loving this series right now. And JoJo, I haven't got to Part 2 yet, but it's there, and we'll talk about it some more in a second. So that's it for these 2 shelves right here. We went through all of those manga, and we'll go on to some other ones. The next little area we're gonna come to is right over here. I already opened the Naruto box. And this is box set number 1, and it has 1 through 27, as you can see. 1's over in my little library place that I read, so that's why it's not in there, but everything else is in there. And it's a great bang for your buck. Box sets are the way to go. Other box set I have is One Piece. You can see, we got all of those, all the way to 23, 1 through 23. Great series, and hopefully one day I'll catch up. Also, number 11's missing because that's where I am while I'm reading this. Now that we went through that, we got My Hero up to 1 through 25. I'm currently on number 11, so that's why it's over there and kind of out of the way. I don't have too much to say about My Hero. It's not my favorite, it's not bad, it's good, it's solid. But I'm not sure if I would recommend everyone read it. It's definitely got its own genre, and it's very popular, so if you think you'll like it, definitely pick it up and try it out. Now the next series is Deadman Wonderland. This is a 13-volume series, and I would argue that it is such a hidden gem. This is well known in the manga community, but you're not gonna see it on tons of shelves in the bookstore or anything. So I think it goes under the radar, but obviously pick this up. This is a great series. I really like it. It has some things like Tokyo Ghoul, and I really like that kind of manga that's a little darker, but it's also still shonen. So yeah, definitely pick that series up if you can. As you can see, right beside it, we got JoJo Part 1. It's only 3 volumes. I have read that. I've also read Deadman Wonderland, forgot to say that. But yeah, I have read it. I enjoyed it. I thought the 3rd volume, it kind of slowed down a little bit. But yeah, it was solid. I really liked Volume 1. I thought the story was very entertaining. And it's very different from anything else I've read. I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait to read some more JoJo. I haven't read Part 2, but I have the first 4. You saw number 4 over there on the other shelf. We got 1 through 3 over here, Part 2. And I'll eventually read those. I'll probably read those later this year. And maybe I'll do a review on them. If you want to see that, then let me know in the comments. So down here I have my miscellaneous shelf. We got Attack on Titan number 1, Demon Slayer 1, Black Clover 1, and 7 Deadly Sins 1. So if you're asking why I just have the first volume of all those, it's because Books A Million was running a deal where you could get the first volume of these series for, I think it was like 60% off. So I paid probably like $4 for each of these, and I thought that was a steal. So yeah, I obviously got them. And from what I've heard, all of these series are quality. 7 Deadly Sins is kind of a toss-up. I don't think it's as popular, but the anime is very popular right now. So surely the manga would be decent also. So this next series, I'm not sure how to say it. I'm not even gonna try, but I picked it up at Half Price Books. Thought it looked kind of cool. And I'll eventually get around to reading this, but I haven't yet. But yeah, it looks solid and it was kind of interesting to me, so I picked it up and I'm gonna read it one day. Same goes for these. I picked most of these up at Half Price Books. Attack on Titan number 20, picked that up. One Piece 4 and 5. These are the foil covers. So as you can see, they kind of shine there. So these are pretty cool. I got 4 and 5 of that. I already have it in the box set, but it's cool to have those. I got those before the box set. I got Boruto also from Half Price Books. Got these Naruto from Half Price. These, I'm not sure how I ended up with an extra copy of number 4, but I did. And maybe I'll sell it off one day. Got Shaman King number 3 from Half Price Books. At the time I bought this, I think that Shaman King was actually like kind of expensive. Like people were reselling it and scalping it. So I got next series, One Punch Man. I have 1, 2, and 3. 2's over there in my library. I'll show that off at the very end, but I just read 1 literally yesterday and I love it. The anime was great and I think the manga has more potential than the anime. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna collect the rest of the series. Next one is Full Metal Alchemist, the first omnibus. It has 1, 2, and 3, and it's okay. The quality is really, really bad in this thing. Like, this thing will probably start yellowing fairly soon, and I just got it not too long ago. So yeah, I would not recommend anyone pick up Full Metal Alchemist in this format, but if you do, it's always there. It's the cheapest alternative, I think. The box set might actually be cheaper, but they market it that this is. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. And then we got these One Piece. These I also got from Half Price Books. So yeah, haven't read them. They're over here still. Yeah, it's One Piece. Everyone knows about One Piece, and that's some higher up volumes, as you can see. And so yeah, let's talk about this series right here now. So this is Platinum In. I have 1 through 3. I have the rest of the series coming eventually, but yeah, I really like this series. It's not one of my favorites, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of the same as My Hero for me, but I think I enjoyed this a little more. I really like the author because it's the same author as Death Note, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it's got a really cool concept where there's these like god participants and they're trying to battle over who gets the god position, and it's just very interesting. So I would highly recommend that everyone try the series. I don't know if you would want to collect it or not. Maybe try it out on the Shonen app first. I would recommend doing that with most series, but I would say go in blind. Like, don't try to read up on it, because for most manga, it's always better just to go in blind and figure it out. So now we got these Viz Bigs down here. We got Inuyasha. We got the Omnibus 1, 2, and 3. This covers the first 9 volumes, and the quality in this is great. These are nice omnibuses. And I think this is one of the better formats to collect the Inuyasha. I've read the first omnibus, and it was good. It's not my favorite, but it was definitely worth reading. So yeah, it's a classic too, and I kind of wanted to catch up on that. So yeah, Vizbig editions are definitely worth it. So now we have one of the more obscure series that I have in my collection, and this is Anzu Manga Daio. So I picked this up on sale at Barnes & Noble, and it's just a collection of these comic, like paper comic style series. As you can see, it's laid out like that. It's a really interesting series, and I recommend that everyone read it. I think there was originally 4 volumes, but it's put in the format of this thick omnibus right here. The paper quality is so-so, but it's definitely worth a read. I really did enjoy it. I got like halfway through, as you can see that bookmark, but it was definitely worth the money I paid for it. I probably paid $10 or $12 for it, and yeah, so I'm glad I have that in the collection. So now we're finally to the series that I am currently reading, Dr. Stone. This series is so underrated. People talk about it, but it's so underrated. It's my favorite new gen Shonen Jump series. The characters in it are just great, and the style. If you're a science, like if you like science, and science was one of your favorite like classes in school and everything, then I think this series you'll really enjoy this series. That's all I can really say. Go into it blind. It's pretty much people turn to stone trying to figure out why, and there's a bunch of events that happen in between that, but that's the basic premise of it. And I'm almost up to date. I have 1 more volume to read, currently reading that right now. I'll probably have it read by the time this video goes up, but highly recommend it. There's 17 volumes out right now, and I have them all. They're kind of split up though, because I don't really have enough room on the shelf, but yeah, definitely collect this series. Now that that's out of the way, we'll come over here to my little library where I read. I sit in that cozy chair right there and read. So, I haven't read this one. I just picked it up not too long ago. It's Bakuman, number 1. It's about a mangaka, so I think that is definitely going to be a fun read. As you can see, here's volume 16 of Dr. Stone. We got One Punch Man, number 2. Naruto, the first volume. And then we got One Piece, number 11. So these are the manga that I'm currently trying to read physically. I'm reading other stuff on the app. Okay, so we're getting close to done. We got one more little place that we're gonna check out, and it's right here. First of all, we got Death Note Omnibus. This is probably the worst version of Death Note you could collect, but I don't really have too much money when I bought this. I didn't have that much, so this was the only format that I could get. It was when I was getting into it. You can see just how hard this would be to read. It's like a brick, and you need this to keep the book in its shape. So definitely not the best version, but Death Note is great. Probably one of my favorite manga. Probably top 3. It's just great. The anime is great also. So if you can't read the manga, go watch the anime. But yeah, it's definitely cool. This is a cool box to have, and I use it to prop these Pokemon volumes up. So now let's go ahead and get into the Pokemon. So I've had these Pokemon volumes forever. Like, I've had these since I was a kid. I remember collecting this series. I guess this is technically my first manga series, the Diamond and Pearl series. I actually got that when Kmart was still a thing. I remember I used to go in and get the volumes from Kmart and Target sometimes, and yeah, it was a great series. I probably read that 5 times or more. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So this has been around for me forever. I don't really it's hard to, I guess it is manga technically, but it's Pokemon, so you don't really think of it as manga because it's not really super Japanese. It's kind of Americanized. So yeah, there's that. If you're counting it as manga, then yeah, that was my first series. As you can see, you got Digimon just poked in here. I haven't read that. That's 02. I got that at a local game comic shop, and I picked it up for probably like $2 or $3, and I thought it was cool. I watched Digimon as a kid, so that's why I picked it up. And then you can see all of these Pokemon right here. So I remember getting this for my Christmas one year. I'm pretty sure I just got this whole series, because at the time they didn't have omnibuses for this, and they only sold it in singles for a lot of money, $8 a piece. So it's not the cheapest. But yeah, I really did enjoy the series as a kid. I haven't got back into it. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 2 copies of 8 for some reason. I have 9, 10, 11, and I didn't find the other ones for the gap right here, but it goes from 11 to 17, 18, 19. And it was an interesting series, and I don't pick the series up unless you're a huge Pokemon fan. Like, I grew up with Pokemon, so I'm obviously a big fan, so I think the series was worth it for me in my childhood. I don't know if I would recommend for adults too, unless they want a little bit of nostalgia. If they have nostalgia for Pokemon, then definitely get into the series. But yeah. Okay, with all that being said, this is the end of my manga tour for 2021, August. So if you want to see another collection at the end of the year, let me know in the comments down below, and I would happily do that. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and when you hit subscribe, put that bell on so you can stay up to date with the channel, and you'll see every time I upload. So with all that being said, see you next time.